Hello and welcome to my floor. My name is Shannon Carroll and I'm a knitting novelist. We're doing something a little bit different this week. I am a huge planner. Lists and planners help me manage my executive dysfunction and chronic illness. It's also necessary to my writing and self-publishing as well as my designing to make sure I get things out on time. Most plan with me's that I've seen have focused on putting down stickers and designing beautiful hand-drawn layouts. There's nothing wrong with those, but in this video I'm going to focus more on time management. And as you can see, I've already put down my stickers, which came from these two sticker books. Now, one of them, the one where most of these little symbols come from, that one appears to have been discontinued. I was looking for another one last night because I've used the hell out of the one that I have, but I couldn't find it. It's not even on the manufacturer's website anymore. So what I've done here, I like to buy okay, so I'm using a Happy Planner, a vertical layout, and I tend to buy them from the thrift store because you can find them for about $5, and I like to just recycle the pages because they're nice and thick and heavy, and once you start thinking about them as just notebooks full of paper and not, you know, a 2019 planner, it's a lot easier to reuse them. And I will reuse the calendar pages for drafting, for making notes, for planning other projects. So what I've done here is I've just taken some squares, covered in the dates that were on here, and redated it. And then I went through and from one of my Happy Planner sticker packs, I put in, these are my top 3 goals for the week, the things that I want to get done. Did a little bit of decoration just on the dashboard on the side, just because I don't typically use that column, so I use it for decoration. And then I'd like to put any deadlines or appointments on a sticker. So what I've done here is I have divided each of these rows by subject. So the top one, this is anything like appointments, home stuff like chores, and then I've also marked out what podcast is getting released that week. This one is pretty untidy because I messed up the first time, but whatever, because aside from this video, no one ever sees the inside of my planner, so I don't really care. This section right here I use for all of my writing related stuff, and then this section down here is for knitting and videos, design work, anything along those lines. And the reason I have this divided up this way, this stuff is things that need to get done for my habitat. It's things like doctor's appointments, work hours, anything like that. This section here is all monetized because it's all of my writing stuff. So it's either going into a novel or an article or a short story or something that I'm getting paid for. And then down here, I get paid for my design work, but not very much. And everything in this section, I'm mostly just doing for fun, but it is still part of my platform and part of my work because these two are tied together. So that's why it's divided up the way that it is. Now, as you can see, I've already got a bunch of little icon stickers on here, and these stickers are a code for myself. So this champagne glass means that I need to do the dishes that day. I had some stickers in that book that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, so I just kind of assigned meanings to them. This one says #house goals, and it reminds me that I need to take out the trash that day because I hate it when the trash piles up. And we've been getting so many packages and online deliveries that we always have trash piled up, and it drives me nuts. So that's a trash day. The little paw print is a reminder to clean the cat boxes. That's my day to clean the cat boxes. This one says laundry. There's another house goals right here. The shopping cart is a day that I know I have to go pick up our groceries. Another dish day, and then this dollar amount, or this dollar sign, tells me that that's a payday and that's a day when I need to pay bills. Now in this next row, I have the little trees, and these trees are representing my client work right now. I'm working on a client manuscript that I'm editing, and it's set in the desert in this kind of oasis type of setting. So that's why I used a palm tree for that. And then down here, the orange slices are for the Eleanor project, because every time I think about Florence, I think about going to the market that was down the street from our apartment, and there was this little old lady selling clementinis, and she was a grouchy old lady who would talk about how poor she was and get all the tourists to buy from her. So that's just a connection that I have in my head between clementines, Florence. Eleonora was from Florence, so that's how those tie in together. And then this rainbow sticker right here I use to symbolize Instagram. And right now I just have it down here to remind myself that I need to take pictures. And then once I have scheduled a post for that day, I'll go ahead and put in a rainbow sticker with a check mark, so that way I know that it's done and I know what days I have a promo post going up. These speech bubbles just represent working on the podcast. So this is usually my filming day, and then I take 3 days to do things like editing, taking background photos, taking photos of my letterboard, anything that I need to do for that. And the pen I'm using, this is just a Pentel EnerGel. This is one of my favorite pens. Actually, this is my favorite black pen right now, and I have got a ton of refills for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start filling some things in. So I've already got, let me move that out of the way here. I've already got a palm tree here because I want to finish my client edit this week. I also know that I have an article due, and that is with the editor right now, but I'm not sure if I have to do any changes to the article. And then I also want to finish the World War I sweater this week. So those are my top 3 finished tasks for the week. Okay, so other things that I know I need to add. So if I want to finish the World War I sweater this week, I need to work on that every day. And that's fine because I also know that I can't work on the Eleanor project all day. The gauge on that is just too fine, so I need to take breaks from it. I can work on it for about half an hour to an hour at a time, which is only between 2 and 4 rows. It takes me between 20 and 30 minutes to do a row, depending on what the pattern is for that row. So I'm also just going to mark that in. Okay, so then at the end of the week, I have these little ribbons here, and those tell me what projects that I want to work on for the weekend. And I kind of merge my Saturday and Sunday boxes together just because for me, it doesn't really matter which day it gets done on as long as it gets done over the weekend. So because I'm working on a client edit all week, I want to dedicate time to that. So I'm going to move my own edit to the weekend. And I usually just refer to my books by the main character's first name. So in this case, it's HA Edits. That tells me that it is Magic in the Jazz Age that I need to work on. And then I also want to finish the book that I'm reading. Which is A Stash of One's Own by Clara Parks. Now, let's see. Do I have any house projects that I want to get done this weekend? Or next weekend. Sorry, this is actually next week. Actually, I do need to sweep. We have 4 cats, so that is a very important task. That has to be done a couple times a week. And then for right now, I'm just going to leave this blank because I'll have a better idea once we get closer to the time. Okay, so I think that's it for my actual 2-page spread. Now, what I also do is I like to do an hourly time blocking type of thing. And this just helps me to stay on task the way that I would with a day job. It makes me more accountable. And by breaking up my day into smaller segments, it helps keep me interested in what I'm doing. So my alarm goes off at 9, and then I give myself an hour to kind of wake up, consult my planner, read a little bit, cuddle with the cats. And then starting at 10, I start working. So Monday, let's see. Normally between 10 and 12, I work on production work. So 10, I'm going to work on the Eleonora project. Noon, I take my lunch. And then between 1 and 3, I work on things like video editing, photography, social media posts, anything along those lines. So I want to get 2 blog posts done that day. And then at 3, we're going to be working on edits. And then at 5, I call it the end of my day. I usually take a nap and then have dinner. And then most of my actual knitting time is my free time. So it's after dinner when I'm watching TV. Oh, I also want to work on ignore that. I'm working on a downloadable writing planner. I already have a knitting and crochet planner available in my Gumroad shop, but I'm working on one for writers and then another one for NaNoWriMo. So if you're interested in those, go check out the Gumroad shop, and I'll let you guys know when the writing planners are up and ready. So Tuesday, same segments. Okay, and then I'm not going to put in when I go to lunch the rest of the week because I know it's noon to 1. I don't really need to put that in there. so there's my plan for Monday through Wednesday, and I'm doing it this way so that way when it's in my book I can see both of them together, and I'm just going to write Thursday and Friday on the back so I can see these together. Okay, so I just put in the rest of the week, and it looks like I probably will have time to do a little bit of work on AJ in the afternoons. I don't think my social media is going to take up that much time, mostly because I tend to use it more for socializing and advertising, so if I'm being good, then I should have more free time. Okay, so there's my plan for Monday through Wednesday, and I'm doing it this way so that way when it's in my book, I can see both of them together, and then I'm just going to write Thursday and Friday on the backs. That way I can see these together. Okay, so I just put in the rest of the week, and it looks like I probably will have time to do a little bit of work on AJ in the afternoons. I don't think my social media is going to take up that much time, mostly because I tend to use it more for socializing and advertising, so if I'm being good, then I should have more free time. And then I also know that at 4, I'm probably going to have errands on Friday, picking up groceries, anything like that. So I'm kind of blocking off the rest of Friday afternoon for that purpose. So this is basically what things look like when I'm done. Today's actually Thursday, so once we get closer to time, I'll have more things to add in here. I go through my planner daily, adding things, changing things. So this is just a preliminary look at what I'm doing and kind of look at how I'm managing my time. You did notice that I have reading on my to-do list, and I'm trying to get back into reading. I used to be a huge reader. I read like 75 to 80 books a year, but since the pandemic started, I've been in a really major reading slump, and I'm trying to get back into reading. It's very important to my reading. I have research books that I have purchased and not gone through yet, so trying to get through all of that. Oh, I did miss something down here. I also need to sew on the weekends because I have some project bags that are cut out and put together that I need to assemble and then list in my garage shop. So that's another thing that I need to get done. And I think that that's it. Let me just grab my planner and put these in here, and then I'll also give you a brief look at some of my reading specific plans. Okay, so I just put in the rest of the week, and it looks like I probably will have time to do a little bit of work on AJ in the afternoons. I don't think that my social media is going to take up that much time, mostly because I tend to use it more for socializing than advertising. So if I'm being good, then I should have more free time. And then I also know that at 4, I'm probably going to have errands on Friday, picking up groceries, anything like that. So I'm kind of blocking off the rest of Friday afternoon for that purpose. So this is basically what things look like when I'm done. Today is actually Thursday, so once we get closer to time, I'll have more things to add in here. I go through my planner daily, adding things, changing things. So this is just a preliminary look at what I'm doing and kind of a look at how I'm managing my time. Now you did notice that I have reading on my to-do list, and I'm trying to get back into reading. I used to be a huge reader. I read like 75 to 80 books a year, but since the pandemic started, I've been in a really major reading slump, and I'm trying to get back into reading. It's very important to my writing. I have research books that I have purchased and not gone through yet, so I'm trying to get through all of that. Oh, and I did miss something down here. I also need to sew on the weekends because I have some project bags that are cut out and put together that I need to assemble and then list in my Gumroad shop. So that's another thing that I need to get done. And I think that that's it. Let me just grab my planner and put these in here, and then I'll also give you a brief look at some of my writing specific plans. Okay, one other thing that I forgot to do is put in my Post-it. This is my writing grocery list. So every time I think of something that we need, I just put it on here. I've also got a habit tracker, and I've discovered that when I have habit trackers on their own page, I don't use them, I don't flip to them. So I found these Post-it style habit trackers at Target, and I've just been putting one in my 2-page spread each week, and I'm tracking which days I avoid having gluten because I am supposed to avoid it for my chronic illness. So you can see I haven't been very good at it recently. In my defense, they were chocolate cupcakes. So let me just flip back here. So this is a list of all the titles that I'm going to be working on, kind of on deck. These are the 2 that I finished at the end of 2021. It's January, sorry. So this is January. I give myself a gold star every time I hit my goal. So what I did for January, I'm not drafting anything at the moment, and I'm giving my manuscript a little bit of time to rest before I start edits on it next week. So what I'm doing is I gave myself weekly assignments. So this week I was doing pre-blogging, so I was scheduling blog posts ahead of time so that way I knew when, or I would give myself breathing room so I wouldn't have to worry about writing a blog post every single week. So I have all of my blogs up through the end of February scheduled now. This week I am working on nonfiction reading and just trying to get back in the habit of reading. Next week I'm going to be working on outlining, and then I'm going to be working on some design work, kind of giving that outline time to settle while I think about it, and just to get me back in the headspace of this character. And then I've also put my deadlines on here so you can see when podcast episodes go up. I had a short story release on Patreon. My mailing list is going to go out on Friday, so I need to write my mailing list. This is when my articles due, my client. And then I haven't done February yet, but I've just gone ahead and put down Post-its of what I want my weekly tasks to be. And then I've also put in a different short story submissions that I want to consider writing for. And then I have some tentative goals. When we actually get to February, I'll erase these and write them in ink once I know for sure what I want to work toward. And then this section here, I've gone through and written down all of my blog post ideas, when it's going to be posted on my blog, when it's going to be posted on my Patreon. Patrons get some of my posts about 2 weeks early. So anything highlighted is something that is already written and posted. And then I put in a tentative date in pencil, and then I'll go through and ink it and then check it off. So I think that's it. I just have like some sales stats back here. And that is it as far as how I'm planning. I do also have a couple pages up here for my crafting. So I have some video ideas. These are all of the knitting projects that I'm either working on or working toward. These are the ones that I currently have on the needles. Actually, I can check that one off. And all of my little pretty stickers are in the front of this so that they don't get banged up. But I also have a separate container just for sticker books. So that can get checked off. Yeah, and that is it. I'll just show you some of my sticker collection here real quick. Come here. I'm just stuck. Okay, so this is a flamingo sticker. He's on that cardstock. It's really nice. But he's just left over from another sticker pack. I have my Japanese kitties that I found at a Japanese stationery store when I lived in Columbus. These are just like teacher sticker stars, and I use them for putting ratings on my reading journal. And then more stickers. I actually bought these because I couldn't find my pack of these and I needed stars for something. So of course, as soon as I bought these, I found the other ones, and now I just kind of use those for checking things off. These are gold stars. They're from Target, and I just put these on completed projects because I'm 5 years old inside, and having a gold star makes me feel better. So I love flamingos, so I have 2 packs. These are just plain flamingos, and then these are just generally tropical stickers, and this is where that blue flamingo came out of. I've already used up all of the large ones that were in here, so I just have the 2 sheets of smaller stickers left. These came from Daiso, which is Ryakuma. And how many sheets is this? I think it's just the 1 sheet, but I just think that they're so cute. And then I love cactuses, so I also have a pack of cactus stickers. Again, these are from Target. And I need to use these more because I really like them. I just haven't had the occasion to. So these go right here because they get used pretty often. And then the rest of these can go back here. And then this pen just lives in my binder because I like consistency in my writing tools. I've also got a little packet of Post-its here. And then the 2 sticker books I use most often go right here. And like I said, they wandered off while I was setting up. So I will find them later and have to put them away. But I will tell you what they are down below. So thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this, if you found it useful, please like, comment, subscribe, or share, or you can do all of the above, whatever floats your boat. In the meantime, I will see you guys next week with another podcast. And stay safe, stay healthy, and if you have something cute and fluffy, go cuddle it. Ciao.